Hi everyone, good morning. Thank you very much for coming in for the first seminar that Webgains organizes in the series of Understanding Affiliate Needs. A series of seminars aimed at merchants and agencies where we try to give you some insight into how affiliates operate, the intricacies of the various affiliate methods, the channels that affiliates use, to give you a better understanding of how you can optimize your programs, how to best work with them, and make full use of all the potentials that affiliates are offering. I'm Hero, I'm Client Services Director with Webgains. I'm going to be introducing our speakers. We have Lee from FusePump, who is a data feed creator, aggregator.
Data feed management company.
Data feed management company, there we go. We have Jason from Easy Content Units, who also creates content units using data feeds on behalf of affiliates. We have, Luke, from Artemis 8, a PPC affiliate who also uses data feeds to build landing pages and microsites. And we have David from Idealo, a German-based company who is a data feed price comparison site. So with our panel here, we'll go through each presentation. There's a Q&A after each presentation, then we'll do a generic Q&A at the end as well. If you do have any questions, we'll pass the mic around after each presentation, so feel free to ask. If you don't want to take the mic, feel free to tweet your questions at Webgains UK in case you don't really like the camera. So I have my Twitter with me, so feel free to pose any questions there. So thank you very much. First up, Lee from FusePump.
Okay, thank you, Hero. So yeah, well done for all getting here on a Monday morning for a talk on product feeds. Obviously really inspiring to see everyone coming out so early. As Hero said, my name's Lee. FusePump are a data feed management company. We started 18 months ago, so we're not really that old. But what we have is a lot of experience working with product feeds in the marketplace. We build, we manage, and we distribute product feeds for a range of e-commerce companies. So we work in retail for clients like Marks & Spencer's, John Lewis, Sainsbury's, and so on. We work in mobile, so we have O2 and Orange. We also do travel, so we've got clients like Last Minute, Thomas Cook, Thompson, and so on. So we're fairly well qualified to talk about product feeds. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go into too much sort of technical details here. What I want to do is just kind of set the scene for today, give a bit of an overview, and also kind of get some of the basic definitions done in terms of what product feeds are and how perhaps we want to think about using them. So the very first thing to run through is what is a product feed, so we'll look at that. What are the benefits? Should be fairly obvious, but actually let's just understand what those core benefits are. Feed marketing, what is that? And then we want to talk about help and feedback. It's really important in affiliate marketing to get feedback as you go along. What should be in your feeds? So let's take a look at what's going to actually be inside a product feed. And then a little bit about, once you've got a good feed, you can actually promote that with confidence and actually generate some really positive results for your company. And then as Hero said, we'll have some Q&A just at the end there. Can we, just before we start, can we just have a show of hands, right? Everyone who's an advertiser or merchant here. Okay, great. Keep your hand up if you do have a product feed already. Okay, so I'm assuming from that the vast majority of you don't have a product feed at the moment. Okay, fine. Well, hopefully this should be quite interesting for you then. So what is a product feed? Well, if you go to Wikipedia, it will tell you that a feed is a file containing information about products. You know, it's a very kind of dry definition about what a feed is. If you like, my definition of a feed is like it's your sales material for some really important sales channels in your e-commerce marketing. So it contains unique selling points. It contains promotional text and descriptions and information, pricing information as well, for all your e-commerce partners can use to market your products. So that's not just affiliate, that could be comparison shopping, that could be Google shopping, that could be email marketing, display advertising, a whole range of different applications where it's really important. This is the information you're giving out to market about your product. So it's important to get it right. So who needs a feed? I mean, we just saw the percentage of people here who suggest they have a feed. You know, the kinds of merchants that need feeds, well, there's a few criteria really. Either you've got lots of products and it's completely impractical for you to communicate what those products are without putting it into a data file. You might have products where the price is quite fluid. So if the price is changing often, the last thing you want to be doing is emailing everyone every 10 minutes to say, oh, actually, that price has changed on my product. And then products where stock or availability rapidly changes. So a really good example of that, of course, would be in travel, where inventory is constantly changing. But it could also be in retail, particularly in sale periods, where your inventory is likely to be much more fluid than it is on a day-to-day basis. So particularly retail, mobile, and travel are the areas that we see a need for feeds. Not so much in an area like finance, for example, where products tend to be pretty much the same. Maybe they change once in a while. Banks and insurance companies tend to work slightly differently, of course, and there's all the legislation stuff to deal with. So what are the benefits of a good quality feed? Well, most importantly, revenue. If you have a good product feed as part of your program, you should be able to generate significant revenue through it. And when I say significant, I can't put a number on it for you, of course, because it's different for everyone. But typically what we see is anywhere between 10 and 40% of someone's affiliate revenues are coming through from a product feed. So as I say, it really does depend on what kind of sector and what kind of product you have. But if you think about it, if you have a good quality product feed, and I'm sure the networks will back me up here, Webgains will definitely back me up in terms of actually having to market the feed. If you've got a good product feed, more affiliates are going to use it anyway, de facto, because they're going to find it easy and reliable to use. They will actually be able to promote you more effectively. They will convert better, which means more sales. If they're making more sales, they're going to continue to work with you. And you kind of get into a feedback loop, a positive one, where if you've got a good feed, you're going to grow your affiliates using the product feed. And you can use the success you've got to then go back and recruit more. The important bit at the bottom is listen. If you always listen for the feedback, then you can respond. Those 1 or 2 affiliates who might be complaining about 1 or 2 aspects of your feed, it could mean that there's another 10 or 20 affiliates out there who actually aren't talking about that problem but would benefit from you fixing it. And the other thing is reputation. You know, let's forget the revenue for the moment. If you've got a really bad product feed, first of all, you're going to get lots of affiliates complaining about it. Well, okay, maybe you can handle that. But the other thing to think about is what's actually happening on the web out there when actual consumers are coming into contact with your product data. If the pricing's wrong, or if the products aren't in stock, or if there's no images and so on, it's just a bad user experience. So it's important to consider that this extended part of your marketing program in affiliate is going to affect the way you're perceived by end users.